Hey there, quick question before we get going. What are your most pressing questions about health? Are they food related, exercise, mental health, sleep? If you find yourself confused about all the health information out there, you are in luck. I have a new book coming out April 24th, 2024 that I have written especially for young women. It's called Your Core Strength and it's available for pre-order wherever you like to purchase your books. When you pre-order before April 22nd and submit your order number in the link I provided in the show notes, I'll also send you a free audiobook you can listen to right here in this podcast player, a discussion guide so you can read the book and discuss it with your friends or your youth group, and the parents guide. Go pre-order today for these exclusive bonuses that you can only get when you pre-order. Okay, let's get on with the show. Hey everyone, I'm Amy Connell. Thanks for tuning in to Lessons to My Teenage Self, a Christ-centered, diet culture-free show about all things health for teen girls. This is the shortcut you need to thrive in your physical, mental, and spiritual health. As a personal trainer and nutrition coach, I'm passionate about empowering you to find your best version of health. Each week, we dig into one topic that I wish I had known as a teen. I have some exciting news. You want to celebrate with me? I had a baby. Not that kind of baby, a book baby. I was done having real babies a long time ago, but today I am celebrating the launch of my second book baby called Your Core Strength, a young woman's go-to guide to eating, exercise, and empowered health. I wrote this for the young women in my life. Now, I do not have daughters. I think I have told you that I have two sons, and I truly believe that God gave me two boys so I could love and serve teen girls in this capacity without crossing any boundaries of my own children. Today, I wanted to do something a little different, and I wanted to just share a bit more about why I wrote it, a little about the book, because I know you probably are like reading books for school and you may not be interested in it. And then you get to listen to the first chapter of the book. I've shared before that I have led teen fitness classes and I have coached teen girls either in the gym or in the kitchen. And I have realized that there is just a lot of confusion out there about taking care of ourselves. And quite honestly, and I really hate picking on TikTok and I hate picking on Instagram, but these platforms are not helping the situation. You guys, like, we truly have a situation. There are so many influencers on these platforms who are trying to sell you something and who are trying to get you to do some extreme things that just aren't safe for you. And quite honestly, had I seen these and had I been exposed to these when I was a young woman, I would have done the exact same thing because they sound so promising and it sounds like they know what they're talking about. But that's not always the case. In fact, I just was reading an article and I wish I could find it, but it was basically saying that they have used AI to fact check a lot of the claims made on the platforms, and only like 2.1% of them were factually true. So we have to be really careful about what is out there and what we are seeing and hearing and ingesting. And that's one reason why I wanted to create this book. I wrote Your Core Strength as, like the subtitle says, a go-to guide. This is here to give you the facts on eating and exercise and all things health so you can be empowered to take care of yourself in a way that works for you. Now, the way it is structured is it has three parts. Part one, I call the warm up, and that's just getting some of the foundational stuff and the mindset and really kind of looking at our health from a zoomed out perspective. Part 2 is more of the smaller things. Each chapter is a question that I answer, and I have chapter titles like, how can I take care of my mental health? And how can I sleep better? I have other questions about food, like how much protein do I need? Or what's the deal with fats? Or is sugar bad for me? And of course, I can't not talk about fitness stuff because I'm a personal trainer and that's what I really love to do. I answer questions like, how do I create a workout that's best for me? How can I strengthen my core? Why do I throw up during or after my workout? And part 2 is really designed to be kind of a choose your own adventure. Like, read the ones that are interesting to you. You don't have to read all of them. I would like it if you did, but you certainly don't have to. All of these chapters also are short. Almost all of them are very short. There's a couple that are longer, but they are longer because they have a lot of information in there. And I am more thoroughly answering questions that I know a lot of you have. I have charts in the book. I have visual aids because that can be really helpful when trying to explain something. I have lots of questions and bullet points, so it's very easy to read. It's something that you can pick up. You can read a chapter in maybe 4 minutes, and then you can set it back down. So I designed it to fit into your lifestyle well. Part 3, I actually zoom back out a bit, and I call that the cool down. I also provide a lot of tangible resources for you in this. So I have workouts. If I'm talking about 5 exercises you can do to strengthen your core, I actually have a QR code that will take you to me showing those 5 exercises. I have a full 10-minute core workout in there, QR code, bam, you're there. I have a 30-minute body weight workout. And so this pulls all of the stuff together that I am offering to you, and it makes it very easy to access those. I also have plenty of single serve recipes. These are things that you can come home from school or when you have just a few minutes and you can make them. And there are a few on there that I call them kind to your future self recipes. So you can make a batch of them and then they are ready for you. All of these recipes are ones, honestly, that I make in my house. My kids have enjoyed, and they provide a lot of nutrition and macronutrients and micronutrients. And if you don't know what those are, that's okay. I talk about those in the book as well. I knew I wanted to share one chapter with you today, and I wasn't really quite sure which one I wanted to share, but I think what I'm going to do is just put out chapter 1 in there. So I do have an introduction, and there's a part 1 before this, but I'm going to play for you the audio version of chapter 1 entitled, What is My Core Strength? If you listened last week, you heard me talking very, very high level about what is your core strength. And I want to dig into that just a bit more. This book is available pretty much wherever you get your books online. You, of course, can do Amazon. If you like to support independent bookstores, you can go to bookshop.org. It's there as well. And I will have links to all of these in the show notes. And if you'd like to listen to your books, yes, I do have audiobook version available as well as Kindle. Okay. Let's jump in to chapter 1, What is my core strength? Chapter 1, What is my core strength? What do you think of math? We all have different experiences with learning math, but I've found that people often fall into 2 camps, love it or hate it. Me? I enjoy it. Some of it is the way my brain works, and some of it is from my dad's dinner time training growing up. My dad, mom, younger sister, and I would all sit around the dinner table engaging in normal conversation. My dad would be in the middle of a story discussing how gas had increased 15% from $2 a gallon, and then his eyes would jump to me and he'd say, "So what is that now?" Math on the fly, that's what every 8th grader loves to do while eating chicken parmesan. But I learned to quickly calculate figures, which is super helpful as a personal trainer. Note my sarcasm? Thankfully, this quick math did help in my first career as a financial analyst. I didn't get it then, but my dad was teaching me the foundations of using math in everyday life. We've all had foundational classes in math, beginning in kindergarten with simple calculations like 1 + 1 = 2. Each year, our understanding and knowledge grows as we learn more complicated ways of practicing math. Fourth grade long division had me in tears, but that's beside the point. We grow from understanding the basics to learning and applying more in our algebra, geometry, and possibly even calculus classes. Think of this first section as our 1 + 1 = 2 understanding of why we take care of ourselves. Our core strength is the foundation of everything we will discuss in this book. Before we get into the details of taking care of ourselves, I want to give you some underlying truths. These may be different from what you've heard or seen before, and I'm okay with that. I'm calling this primary work our core strength. So what is our core strength? I've created an acronym to help us remember, and I'll be referencing it throughout the book. C, calling. We take care of ourselves so we can do what we are called to do. O, originality. Our body is a gift from God, original and unique. R, relationships. We take care of ourselves so we can enjoy and engage in relationships with God and with one another. E, everything. Everything counts in our health journeys, not just food and fitness. Our core strength is this. We take care of our original bodies through relationships and in a variety of ways so we can do what we are called to do. By the way, if you read this chapter title and expected exercises to give you six-pack abs, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But don't worry, we will talk about strengthening our core muscles later. Our core strength is the foundation of why we take care of ourselves. Spoiler alert, it's not so we can look a certain way. It's so we can be confident in how we feel and function in all areas of our lives. Our core strength sets us up for success so we can be the best women we can be now and in the future. And that lasts longer than even the most shredded six-pack abs. I hope you enjoyed that, and I am so excited to get this as a resource to you and your friends and other young women who are wanting to take care of themselves in a holistic, sustainable, and realistic manner. Remember, you can go grab that wherever you get your books. It's available at pretty much any online retailer. You can go to Amazon, you can go to bookshop.org. Of course, it's also at Barnes & Noble and Walmart and almost anywhere else. So go grab that. Link is in the show notes to a couple of those. That's all for today. Take today's lesson and go out there and live the life God has for you and your amazing original body. Thanks for tuning in today. Do you have a question you would like answered here on the Lessons to My Teenage Self podcast? If so, go to the show notes where you will see an anonymous form you can fill out, and that question may be answered here on the show. Also, if this show is valuable to you, could you do one of two things that are enormously valuable to me? Number one, share it with a friend. Just take a screenshot, send it to her, or you can go to the show and send it straight from there. Also, if you can provide a rating and review, particularly if you listen to your podcast in Apple Podcasts. Thanks again, and see you next time.